My package has arrived. This is a Singer sewing machine that I've been really wanting. And I stupidly purchased like the wrong one, like, I don't know, a few weeks ago. And then I was having a hard time locating the one that I really wanted, and I finally found it. And it's here, so I'm gonna be doing an unboxing. So nerdy. With these trusty scissors, I will be unboxing. Yeah, so I just kind of recently, like in the last year, got really into old, like vintage sewing machines. I've been sewing amateurly, keyword, as an amateur, I don't know what's that word, sewer, for 4 years. It was when I was pregnant. I got super into it. I just really wanted to do it. I think it was part of the nesting, process. And luckily my mother-in-law is a seamstress, so she really helped me. But she lives out of state, so I did a lot of YouTube, research and everything like that. But then, there's packing peanuts in here. They're gonna go everywhere. But I also learned a lot on YouTube. So then I was like, okay, I had my trusty, Electric Brother sewing machine that I got at a garage sale, Holler garage sale. And it was awesome, but then I came upon videos on YouTube and Instagram of people actually like making incredible things with super vintage sewing machines. And not just the ones that were from the 50s and stuff, which is great, don't get me wrong, but like with the old like iron ones. And I thought, that's awesome, I want to do that. So recently, this past summer, maybe late like spring, I purchased a Singer 66 or Singer Red Eye with the cabinet and everything. I refinished the cabinet because it was a little bit it wasn't in bad shape. It was fine. It was usable, and the machine, I just had like this desire to paint it. So and a lot of my dad, he called himself a purist, he was like, no, don't do it. This is how they're meant to be. The machine was very worn. The decals were practically gone. And I said, no, you know what? I really want to paint it. I don't know where that came from. So anyway, I looked up, there's a ton of videos on how to do that in websites. And so I did, and I absolutely loved the way it came out. So that one I have no intentions of ever parting with. So that one I have in another room. Maybe I'll do a little peek at that one later. But then I just started to fall in love with them. And there's lots of brands out there. I'm very aware that Singer is not like the top of the top. They're very popular. They're very easy to use. I've seen a ton of other ones out there. I really loved the way the Jones sewing machines looked. I love the way the Forster and Rossmann sewing machines look. But Singer is just more widely available, which is great. And they all work great for their purpose and everything. So I recently just started. I started sewing things for my daughter. My daughter, in case you didn't know, my daughter's special needs, so she has those AFO like leg braces. She eats with a G-tube, so she's fully like tube fed. So I've been like altering some of her shirts so they can fit, so we can fit the G-tube in there. It's just been a lot of fun. I have been obsessed with making her bell bottoms, and they're so great for the AFOs because they fit right around it. Not that I even care about people noticing them, but it's just easy. Like, we don't have to overstretch leggings and everything like that. I just love it, and I've been obsessed with it. And for some reason, the treadle machine is great. I'm still learning how to use it. It's a little difficult for me. But I was like, I really want a hand crank sewing machine. I can blame Bernadette Banner for this because I saw her sewing something and I was like, oh, that's it. Like, that's the one I want. So it's not the same one she has, but it's close. So I found somebody on a Facebook group. There's a Facebook group for everything out there. I love it. And it's called Hand Crank Sewing Machines. Somebody was like, oh yeah, I'm about to sell this one. And I was like, oh, well, I'd like to buy it. And she said, oh, if you want to buy it, you have to go on this other group called Hand Crank Sewing Machines for Sale. And that's where this whole journey started. So I will blame that lady. I don't remember her name, but I will blame her for a good reason because she got me to this place where I actually got this machine. I'm gonna have to stop it and start up again because this is pretty heavy, so BRB. Just want to give a shout out to this guy. Look how tightly and amazingly he packed this in here. Obviously the machine is in here, but man, I mean, kudos to him, because I wouldn't know how to do this. All right, I had to switch to my husband's favorite tool of all, the trusty knife. So we'll see if I can slide this out of here. Okay, box inside of a box, but we're one step closer. The angle is really bad because I currently have my phone resting on the canister of the vacuum cleaner, because I don't know how to do any of this filming, stuff. You're at a bad angle. I'm working on only having 2 chins instead of 3, but right now this is what you get. So, but anyway, back to sewing stuff. I don't have that many people in my family that really do this. My grandma sewed a lot. She was a seamstress. So I know it made her really happy when she learned that I got really into it. So I was like, oh, I mean, I really liked it anyway. So I was like, I better stay into it or she's gonna be like, great, another one quit. Hopefully that's not, the case. Hopefully she's proud that, I got into it. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. So this is the Singer 28K. I think it's known as like a VS3 as well. I don't know. Just when I learn the name, I look it up more and then it has a different name. So I don't really know. There are people way more experienced than me who know, all the verbiage and such. I'm a nurse. I don't really know any of this stuff, but I'm a part of, most of my Facebook feed has become either food or like sewing related. And honestly, I'm loving it. But yeah, I wanted to do an unboxing for the 7 followers that I have, including my family. So I actually ordered this from a guy in Wisconsin because in Illinois, I just couldn't really find any. I mainly looked on Facebook Marketplace. They were cheaper, and I didn't really care about cheap that much. I mean, we ain't rich, but I didn't totally want something just cheap. There was one that was for sale in Chicago, which is where I used to live. So if you hear my accent, that's where it's from. And I asked the guy, and granted, I gave him kind of a lowball offer because that's what I could afford at the time. He got mad at me, and I was like, hey, I didn't mean to disrespect you. That's just all I can afford right now. And he goes, oh, okay, well, if you can pay this, then you can have it. But it was also missing parts and stuff. And then this guy ended up being cheaper than when he was like, oh, you can pay this. And that was with shipping, and it had everything. This guy's a collector that likes to clean them up. He gets them from like England, cleans them up, and then sells them again. I'm like, this is it. This is the one that I want. So it has that kind of like weird looking, it's called a coffin top. Excuse me, rude. It's called a coffin top, which is it does look like a coffin. I found that a little weird, but I don't really plan on covering it that much. So this is gonna go in to my sewing room, which is a former guest bedroom, but my poor parents, I turned it into a sewing room. We moved in, my husband and I and my daughter, we moved into my parents' house because the special needs life is expensive, and they graciously let us stay with them. So that is why I'm in my parents' house. And there's no shame in that. I have no shame at least, so. Well, you can't even see it. Oh, there it is. Oh my gosh. And he packed it so well. I'm so impressed. Okay. Because my husband's favorite thing to do is to whip out the knife to open things. It doesn't matter if it's letters, I don't know, whatever it is. He's always like, wait, I got my trusty knife here. Pick his fingernails. I don't know, it's the weirdest thing, but I'm like, hey, you do you, man. Oh my gosh. There it is. It has the little key. Okay. I don't know which way it's facing, so this is what we're gonna do. Oh my gosh. That is so cute. Ooh, and it's wrapped inside too. Man, this guy really went all out. Like, if I ever buy another sewing machine, especially like an old hand crank or something, it's gonna be from this guy. But my parents have currently warned me no more because I actually have a Singer 66 that I got. It was only $10 because it was so rusty. It was missing parts and everything. And I decided to strip the paint off of that. I painted it a really cute like ballet slipper pink. I painted like the face plate and the side plate gold. And my friend, who is like the craft queen, is making me a stencil where I can put my daughter's name on it. And it's only gonna be display. But it's gonna be so cute. I'm so excited. It's gonna be her own little sewing machine, which she can't use, but it'll just be for decoration. Ooh, is it on bristles? Oh. Coffin top. I'm telling you, it looks like a coffin. It makes me a little uncomfortable. I like goth stuff, but not really like a coffin type of person. But oh my gosh, you can see its shape. I'm so excited. So anyway, I do have a Brother electric machine, and that one, I remember I just got it. So I got my original Brother from a garage sale, which was amazing. This guy was moving, and he had all the accessories with it. I guess he said he used to ship the Brother machines, and his wife wanted one, and then she never used it. So I got all of that, all the accessories and everything. This is like practically brand new machine. It was like 5 years old at the time, but never used, for $20. You can't beat that. So I made so many masks, like when quarantine first started, you know, 'cause being a nurse, I know myself, I would put a mask on before COVID when I had a cold to keep my daughter from getting sick. So I started making masks. I started giving them away to like my, you know, former coworkers, and just, you know, people in my family. So yeah, I made so many masks that it was like, I don't know, it did a few weird things, I think because I overused it. Once I gave it a break for a few months, then it went right back to normal. So I had wanted a new one anyway. I wanted one that was a little fancier. And then my mother-in-law ended up gifting me with a brand new Brother machine. So I love that one. I've been using it, you know, a lot. I made a pair of stays, which was like, I can't believe I actually did that. I made it for my sister. She also wants me to make her an Outlander costume. So maybe, who knows, maybe I'll do, you know, with this. But it's my understanding that this, according to the guy, Dwayne, who did this, who sold it to me, who packaged it so wonderfully, he said that this, I'll look it up on my own too, but I think this is from maybe 1910. I don't really remember. Wow. Oh, wow. Look at her. Oh my gosh. She's just beautiful. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Ugh, cannot wait. And also, I recently watched an unboxing video from Kathy Hay. Love her. And I loved her machine, that Frister and Rossmann she got. Jelly. Totally wanted that one, but there wasn't a single one available. So here she is. Oh my gosh, I'm just loving it. Look at this. Girl, look at those decals. Oh my goodness. Wow. Oh my gosh, she's beautiful. All right, I'm gonna get all this crap away and then show it again. So, currently trying to thread this machine. I got the upper part threaded, but I'm still working on using these shuttle bobbins. I have a few old bobbins from a different Singer 27 or 127, I don't really know. Anyways, that one, there was a lady that I got it from on Facebook Marketplace, and she was selling it for, I mean, like kind of fairly cheap, but she was like, it doesn't run, it's just for decoration, and it had a motor on it. And I was like, well, you know, can I buy it off of you? I want to see if I can make it run. And she goes, sure, you can have it for $25, but it doesn't run. Well, I gave this thing such an intense cleaning. It took me like, I mean, I did a little bit every day, so it wasn't like, you know, like I did it for, you know, 6 days straight because it was so dirty. But truly, I don't think this machine, I don't know when the last time it was cleaned because it was so gunked up. So anyways, after I cleaned it, I mean, I did everything but like take it apart. I put like, you know, I used Q-tips and, you know, nothing but sewing machine oil and everything like that. And then I got it to run. So it was like kind of a cool satisfaction thing for me. Okay, so I have loaded the bobbin. It's one of those shuttle bobbins, so it looks like a bullet. And the first time I ever saw that really threw me, and I was like, oh, this seems complicated. I don't want to learn it. and I almost gave up, but then I decided, okay, well, I have to watch. I watched several videos on that Singer machine that I got to work. I finally figured it out. This one comes with a shuttle bobbin. The bobbin that it came with, I might have to fiddle with a little bit because I think the tension, like the screw in it, is way too tight because I could not get this shuttle bobbin to properly thread in there. So I had one left over from that Singer 27, and that worked. I managed to thread it, and then there's the red thread, which is from the old bobbin. So I am going to test it on this little piece of fabric, and we'll see. So excited. A lot of people wouldn't get excited like this, but I don't have that many hobbies. I mean, I should take up like working out or something as a hobby, but instead I just started to sew, and I really, really like it. Even my parents are like, why do you want a hand crank machine? It's more work for you. You have an electric one, you have a treadle one, which I'm still learning how to use. It's not, I've only actually got it to sew like once or twice. But I don't know, I can't explain it. I really like it. I love the thought of like if the electricity goes out, apocalypse stuff. People say like, oh, zombie apocalypse or this, but you know, in COVID, you never know. Like stuff is getting weird. I like if there was no electricity, I could still sew. I can still sew masks. I can sew, you know, I've made myself clothes. I've made like sleep shorts for my husband and stuff. And it's just a really fun and handy skill to have. So I'm like, hey, if there was ever no electricity for a little bit, or you just never know what's happening, I can still sew. That's my spiel. I'm sticking to it. So press her foot down, and here we go. I don't even know if you can see that. You're gonna see my elbow a lot, so we'll see. Oh my gosh. Ooh, listen to that sound. Okay, tension's a little off, but I can work on that. But oh, it did it. Oh, and look at those stitches. Oh, I just love it. Anyways, I'm gonna have to work on that tension because that top tension is way off. But there she is. I'm just gonna have some adjusting to do on it, but look at the beautiful condition it's in. Oh, I really hope that this lasts another, I don't know, 100 years. I don't see why it wouldn't. It's just so perfectly preserved. I've got the top to put on it when I'm not using it. I know how to oil it and give it a clean. So yeah, I'm just really grateful. I'm also really grateful that my husband just lets me, he was like, sure, if you really, really want it, then yeah, go ahead. And bless his heart for that, because, I mean, it wasn't ridiculously expensive, but it wasn't cheap either. So he is just very sweet and let me have at it. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'm so excited. I can't wait to show like what I sew with it. I'll have to do that off camera so I don't look stupid. And hopefully maybe I'll try sewing mask. That's easy. That's like straight to stitches all the way. So we'll see. Anyways, thank you for watching. God bless you. All right, I already did a few lines. I replaced the thread and I rewound the bobbin. So it's gonna be really hard to do with one hand because you need one hand on the fabric and one hand on the wheel. But oh, listen to the sound. Oh, so awesome. And look at it going. I'll go to the end. Ooh, letting it go on its own, going a little crazy. Going a little tricky. That's all right. those stitches. Oh my gosh, they're so close together. Man, if I need to pick them out, that's going to be a challenge. Oh, but I love it. Oh, I'm so happy.